So we have to identify the expression that equals 0 when x is negative and equals x squared when x is positive, including 0. So we can apply the two conditions. You can either start with that. I think that's what most students are going to do. So you'll see a bunch of absolute value in the answer choices. So if we're doing it algebraically, we know that when x is less than 0, absolute value of x is minus x, because this term is positive. X itself is negative. So I'll do all the answer choices. I mean, the exam, I might kind of look around and see which one makes most sense. But here, for explaining, I'll just do that. So this will be minus x squared. It's not equal to 0, so a is out. B, x plus absolute value of x, which is now we know is minus x is 0, so that one works. But since I am testing all of these, I have to do all the answer choices. So x times minus x, so this is 2x squared plus x squared, which is 3x squared. This is not 0. And then d 1/4 x plus, so you'll see x plus absolute value of x, that's going to be 0, so that one is also a candidate. And then e, x minus x over 2 square, which is really x plus x over 2 square. It's not 0. That's the key thing. So it's really between b and d, and then I go back to the condition x is greater than or equal to 0. In that case, absolute value of x is x. So if I look at choice B, this will be x plus x. It's 2x. It's not x squared, so we know B is out. The answer has to be D. And just to be on the safe side, I'll do that as well. Absolute value of x becomes x squared. So this is a quarter of 2x squared. And then 2x squared becomes 4x squared. We have the 4 in the denominator. So this does indeed come out to x squared. So the answer is D. So you can just do it this way algebraically. Maybe in the exam, I might start with this, because I know the way they structure these questions, they want you to follow it in the order they give you. So maybe that's one thing I would do differently. Also, maybe I will recognize seeing that x plus absolute value of x would be 0 when x is negative, so that I might be able to reduce the amount of work. So those are some of the other things I see. And you can certainly use numbers here. I mean, you could say if x is, let's say, minus 3, it needs to be 0. So then you plug that in. And then when x is, let's say, 2, we need the result to be equal to 4. So you can also take that approach, and that will also eventually work. So to summarize, the answer is D.